You say potato, I say patata. You say tomato, I say Creole tomato. Oh, let's call the whole thing off.
How has your language changed as you have grown? My language has changed a lot since I've grown. When I was a baby, I would communicate by crying, wah, wah, giggling, ha, ha, or by cooing. When I was about a year old, I used shorter words, mispronounced words, and did not speak in full sentences. Here are some words I used to say. Blue blankie. That means blue blankie. Quack, quack. That means duck. Noo-noos. That means noodles. Saki. That means pacifier. Baba. That means bottle. Woof, woof. That means dog. Ribbit, ribbit. That means frog. That means Elmo. Since I started school, my vocabulary has grown. Here are some words I have learned. Responsibility. Predict. Focus. Purpose. Respect. Divide. Multiply. Moral. Hypothesize. Solution. Infer. Gratitude. How has language changed for your parents and grandparents? Mom, can you come help me with this one?
Sure, Drew. Well, language has changed mostly by the words that I use now in my everyday language. It's hard to believe, but when I was little, I used to use words like cool beans. And that means like, that's awesome. Or, whoa, that is totally bad. And that it was cool. Or, oh, put it in a barf bag. That means that is totally gross. Or maybe I would say, that's fat, meaning that's awesome. Sometimes I would use words like psych, and that means like when you're trying to trick someone, you tell them something but it really wasn't true, you'd say psych. I also would say, don't have a cow, man, and that means like, don't get too excited. Now my vocabulary has changed. I use more educated sounding words, or words that I use in my profession or my job, like in my teaching.
Thanks, Mom. Now I hear my sister talking to her friends. She uses weird words and phrases. Sometimes she shortens words or uses abbreviations. Here she is now.
OMG, you're showing my selfie? LOL, she's still my BFF. We're so tight. We heart chillaxing with our buds. We are also hardcore about basketball. It is so fly. Okay, I gotta bounce.
Here is her translation. Oh my gosh, you showed her my picture of myself. Laugh out loud. Is she still my best friend? such good friends. We love relaxing and hanging out with our friends. We also love basketball. It is awesome. Okay, have to go. I have found out I found out that language changes depending on your age or the situation you are in. Grace wouldn't speak like that to her teacher, but only to her friends. What are some words they have had to learn for new inventions? Hey Mom, could you come help me out again?
All right, Drew. Well, some new words that I've learned since I was a kid are PC, which means a personal computer. When I was a kid, computers were really large, and we didn't have computers like you have iPads now. They're real small. And the first computer I had was called an Apple IIe. The next word I thought of was MP3. We didn't have MP3 players. We had what was called a cassette player, and then it became a CD player. DVDs is also a new word that I had to learn. We used to have what was called VHS tapes or videotapes. Today they have rollerblades instead of roller skates. We also have cell phones, disposable cameras, iPads, iPods, and DS's. When I was a kid, we had what was called an Atari, and that was what we played our video games on. We also now have the World Wide Web, www.whatever. We have Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube now. So as you can see, a lot of things have changed since I was a kid.
How has language changed for your family as they have moved from place to place? My great-grandfather was from Wales, a country in England. He used to speak Welsh. When he moved to the USA, he had to change his whole way of speaking. He had to learn English. He still speaks with a thick accent, but I could understand him. My dad lived in New Jersey. He pronounces words differently than people who lived in Indiana. He also used different words than people here. Hey Dad, I'm hungry. Can you get me an orange?
Sure, don't you mean an orange? Let me get my coffee.
You mean coffee? Do you put caramel flavoring in your coffee?
No, I put caramel.
Hey Dad, can I have some water?
Oh, do you mean water?
How about a Coke?
Don't you mean soda?
I'll go to the drinking fountain.
Don't you mean the water fountain?
Let's just skip the drinks and go play Mario Kart.
Don't you mean Mario?
Never mind, I'm going to put on my tennis shoes and play outside.
Okay, I'll go get my sneakers.
We should walk the dog.
Okay, let's walk the dog. Alright, you caught me. I'm from New Jersey. Forget about it.
say either, I say either. You say neither, and I say neither. Neither, neither, either, either. Let's call the whole thing off. You say potato, I say potato. You say tomato, I say tomato. Potato, potato, tomato, tomato. Let's call the whole thing off.